In the summer of 1939, a team of archaeologists arrived on the banks of the Ohio River in southwestern Indiana, carrying shovels, surveying equipment, and the quiet expectation that their work would reveal little more than another modest Mississippian village. They had seen such places before, scattered settlements of earthen houses and garden plots, the quiet remnants of a world that had flourished and faded long before European sails ever appeared on the eastern horizon. But what awaited them beneath the soil of that river terrace was something altogether different. It was not a village. It was not a seasonal camp or a cluster of farmsteads. It was a city, vast, deliberate, and breathtaking in its complexity. A planned urban center that would prove to be the largest pre-Columbian settlement ever documented within the boundaries of Indiana. The site they uncovered would come to be known as Angel Mounds, and from the moment the first careful trenches were opened, it was clear that this place had been conceived on a scale that demanded respect. The Mississippian people who built it were not merely surviving along the Ohio River. They were thriving, organizing, and dreaming in dimensions that archaeologists were only beginning to understand. This was a metropolis of its time, a testament to the sophisticated social and political organization of a culture that is too often reduced to simple pottery shards and scattered mound silhouettes. At the very center of the city stood a grand plaza, a broad and carefully leveled public space that served as the beating heart of the community. It was here, in this open expanse, that the people of Angel Mounds would have gathered for ceremonies, for trade, for political councils, and for the great communal events that bound their society together. The plaza was not an accidental clearing. It was an intentional feature of urban design, shaped by human hands and maintained through countless generations, a physical expression of the city's shared identity. Surrounding this central plaza were 11 earthen mounds, each one a monumental construction of soil, clay, and carefully transported earth, built in stages over many years. These mounds were not random piles of dirt thrown up by a primitive people. They were architectural achievements, carefully engineered and rich with meaning. Each layer, each carefully added basketful of earth, represented a significant ceremonial event, a burial of an important leader, a renewal of spiritual power, or a shift in the community's history. Some mounds supported temples or the residences of elite families, their flat summits providing elevated platforms from which priests and chiefs could oversee the city and its rituals. Others served as burial monuments, marking the final resting places of those whose status demanded remembrance. Together, the mounds formed a sacred skyline, a landscape of memory and authority that dominated the lives of the people who moved among them. The city's planners did not stop at ceremony and symbolism. They also designed formidable defenses. A massive palisade wall, a stockade of wooden posts rising up to 12 feet in height, enclosed more than 100 acres of the settlement. This was not a temporary barrier or a simple fence. It was a statement of military readiness and social control, a declaration that the city possessed something worth protecting. Guard towers likely punctuated its length, and the labor required to cut, transport, and set thousands of wooden posts speaks to the organized workforce and political authority that commanded it. The wall offered protection from outside threats, from rival chiefdoms, from raiding parties, and from the uncertainties of a world where power was contested and alliances could shift. Yet it also defined the boundary between the ordered life within and the wilder world beyond. Within those protective walls, life was highly structured. The residential districts of Angel Mounds were organized according to social status, with the layout of homes and their precise locations reflecting the community's complex hierarchy. The families of elites and priests likely lived closer to the plaza and the mounds, in larger houses built on prepared foundations, while commoners and artisans occupied more distant neighborhoods. The city was not a place of equal distribution. It was a stratified society, with clear differences in wealth, authority, and access to sacred knowledge. Archaeologists have found evidence of different house sizes, different construction techniques, and different concentrations of valuable goods, all of which tell the story of a people whose daily lives were shaped by rank and obligation. The engineering achievements of Angel Mounds extended beyond mounds and walls. The city boasted a centralized water supply, a remarkable feature for a pre-Columbian settlement of this period. The inhabitants understood the importance of reliable access to clean water, and they developed systems to collect, store, and distribute it throughout the densely populated settlement. This was not a simple well serving a handful of families. It was an urban-scale solution to an urban-scale problem, and it testifies to the advanced practical knowledge of the city's builders. They thought about sanitation, about daily convenience, and about the long-term sustainability of a place where hundreds, perhaps thousands, of people lived side by side. Specialized craft workshops also flourished within the city. Here, artisans produced the tools, pottery, and finished goods that sustained daily life and extended the city's influence across the region. These workshops were centers of innovation and transmission, where knowledge of kiln firing, stone knapping, shell working, and ceramic design was passed from one generation to the next. The goods produced at Angel Mounds did not remain within the city. They traveled outward along the river and overland trade networks, reaching smaller settlements and farmsteads for miles in every direction. In return, the city received food, raw materials, tribute, and the political submission of a broad hinterland. At its peak, between 1,000 and 2,000 people called Angel Mounds home. In the context of the ancient eastern woodlands, this was an enormous population. The residents were part of a thriving chiefdom, a political system in which authority was concentrated in the hands of a hereditary elite and their priestly allies. This chiefdom exerted influence over a vast region, controlling a network of farmsteads, smaller villages, and subsidiary settlements that stretched for miles along the Ohio River and into the surrounding countryside. Angel Mounds was not an isolated outpost in the wilderness. It was the heart of a powerful political and religious entity, a place where decisions affecting many thousands of lives were made, and where the spiritual power of the Mississippian worldview was concentrated and displayed. The city's existence spanned approximately 300 years, a remarkable testament to its enduring stability and success. For century after century, the plaza remained in use, the mounds grew higher, the walls were repaired and rebuilt, and generations of families were born, lived, and died within the protected enclosure. The continuity of occupation at Angel Mounds is one of the features that makes it so significant to archaeologists. It offers a rare window into the long-term development of a single Mississippian community, from its founding and rise to its eventual decline. For 3 centuries, the city was continuously occupied, a vibrant center of Mississippian culture and power. Yet, by the year 1450, it was mysteriously abandoned. The reasons for this abandonment remain a subject of active study and scholarly debate. Some researchers point to environmental pressures, such as soil exhaustion, deforestation, or changes in the river's flood patterns. Others suggest social unrest, the overextension of political control, or the gradual erosion of the chiefdom's ability to command labor and tribute. Climate change, disease, and conflict with neighboring groups have all been proposed as contributing factors. Whatever the precise cause or combination of causes, the result was the same. The great city was emptied, the houses were left to decay, the fires went cold, and the plaza fell silent. The mounds, however, remained, slowly grassing over and becoming part of the landscape, waiting for centuries to be rediscovered. Today, the site is known as the Angel Mounds State Historic Site, a National Historic Landmark and one of the best-preserved prehistoric Native American sites in the United States. Its recognition as a landmark reflects not only the scale of what survives, but also the importance of what the site has taught us about the deep history of the Midwest. The story of its discovery in 1939 and its subsequent excavation by archaeologist Glenn Black and his team in the years that followed forever changed our understanding of the ancient history of Indiana. Black, working with the Indiana Historical Society and later with Indiana University, approached the site with meticulous care, documenting its architecture, its stratigraphy, and its artifacts with a rigor that set new standards for Midwestern archaeology. His work revealed the urban complexity of Angel Mounds to a wide audience and established the site as a cornerstone of American archaeology. The legacy of Angel Mounds endures not only in the surviving earthworks and museum collections, but also in the way it challenges us to rethink the history of this continent. It reminds us that long before the modern cities of the Ohio Valley arose, another city stood on this same riverbank, built by people who understood architecture, engineering, governance, and spirituality. They created a planned urban center that housed thousands, commanded a region, and left a mark on the land so durable that it still rises above the floodplain today. The city on the Ohio River speaks across the centuries, telling us that the story of Indiana and of America is far